Looks like we're up, and this is Fro back with you again. Taking a bit of a break for the time being from X-Men Legends 2. I might continue it later on tonight or something, but felt like going to a bit of a change of pace, back to beat 'em ups, and doing one of my all-time favorites, Streets of Rage 4. This is a game I hold very near and dear to my heart. Streets of Rage is just a series that I absolutely adore. It means a lot to me since my childhood, really. And the release of the fourth game was such a pivotal moment for me in really getting me back on the saddle when it comes to this genre overall. Like beat 'em ups are just so big to me, so important. And it just feels nice to be back to having that level of quality. Alright, just had to double check that everything is up and running. So what we're going to do is what I typically do when playing this game. Mania plus difficulty. There's only one character that I actually feel comfortable playing on that difficulty, and that will be Floyd. Oh, thank you for helping me out with mentioning the name, Floyd. The setup I go for moves is this: Gatling Punches, Thunder Trap, Rakushin Cannon, and Power Slide. I used to do Thunderdome for just a full set of alternate specials, but the buffs Rakushin Beam got recently definitely helped a lot. Let's just get into it. There is a story somewhere in the game, but we're not here for story. We're here to bust some heads. I'm a bit nervous playing this on stream with how rusty I probably am right now, but let's go ahead and see how well we can do. Alright. Yeah, I had to do that extra Thunder Trap just so those Galcias don't nail me. Oh my god, that signal almost punched me for sure. Signals are such a determining factor in how well or not a playthrough can go, because of how much their attacks are just designed for interruption purposes, as well as their movement. I'll just quickly take these knife Galcias out. Oh well, okay. I completely got my positioning a bit weird there. Okay, gotta make sure I break that throw. So the thing with the Gatling punches, you saw those little rapid punches that I'm doing there sometimes, is that Floyd is completely invincible until the very last punch. He's vulnerable there, but if I cancel into something with invincibility frames before the punches are done, then I can keep that invincibility going. Okay, gotta be careful here. Yeah, the green signals are some of the most dangerous enemies when it comes to ruining your combos. So we gotta be really careful with them. Should I cash this out? Yeah, let's just hold on to that. If you don't know the way this game's combo system goes, it is amazing, yet somehow also extremely stress-inducing. So you can see my hit counter going up there, but the counter is not what matters, it's the damage. The damage is what causes the meter or the indicator to keep going up rather than anything else. So I could keep punching a dead enemy as much as I want. It's not going to actually raise my combo bonus. Well, okay, my release on the charge attack was wrong there. The thing is, if I take even one hit, my combo is completely gone, and that completely destroys my combo chain. And the thing is, for Mania Plus, it is important to have extra life just because the mode can get pretty brutal. And the way you get extra lives is through points, and the way to get points is by getting big combos. But you don't really get big points unless you cash out your combos. There's also the green life mechanic, so anytime I use a special move, a part of the health bar becomes green. And I can get that part of the health bar back by landing normal hits on enemies. The thing is, if I get hit at any point before that bit of health is recovered, it's gone. So I think those two mechanics just form the crux of how exciting this game can be to play. Okay, just gotta be careful on how I handle these guys. Invincibility, frames, thank you. Just gotta be careful of that knife, and I do want to unlock that arcade cabinet. Ah, he's not dead. Okay, gotta be careful here. Okay, I gotta stun lock this guy, and the best way to do that, as soon as he gets up, we plant this thunder trap. And he has armor frames on when he wakes up, but that thunder trap essentially absorbs them. Like, he just gets stuck in the thunder trap until his armor frames are done, so I can just pick him up again. That's an exploit Floyd has against pretty much every boss, but it's not easy to set up against every boss, especially in Mania Plus with how crowded it's gonna be. Rock on. Right, Dylan's, these enemies are pretty obnoxious. You cannot jump at them, and they're very evasive. If I ever decide to jump at them, they just have an invincible kick that just knocks you out of the air. Okay, keep it simple. There we go. Should I just cash out? No longer an option. Okay, this seems doable without spending a star. There we go. Don't really need that cash bag. We could fill up here on health and get the bonus points from the chicken coming up. Well, I make it a, you know, a Tex-Mex bowl, but either way. Sweet, first life already. So yeah, we got extra lives on every 50,000 points, and thankfully I cashed out enough combos to be able to do that. Now, people who are extra good at this game, aka not me, are able to essentially full combo levels, which is very hard to do, and way too risky for me to attempt. You know, drop her before she gets knocked out. I don't want her to get sent too high. I want this extra to get taken out. Alright, this is, as long as I do this right, we've already won. Plant the trap, pick her up, and there we go. That was as smooth as it could possibly go. The idea is that her partner, her clone that drops in, can prevent you from doing something like this. So you try to take her out as quickly as you can, and that way you'll be able to just get control of that boss fight quickly. Just to emphasize. All right, let's go to the left. Okay. Not picking them up with that Gatling punch was a bit rough, but it's all good. Okay, that guy almost slid on me. That could have been really bad. Okay, let's get all these cops here. These guys can be pretty obnoxious because their punch is pretty fast. Yeah, see, it was starting up there. The punch was starting up, so I would have lost my combo right there. And these guys will try to grab you, and if they grab you, they'll, you know, have you open for the rest of the opponents to just wail on you. If I were feeling frisky, I'd try to hold on to this combo for this part, but I'm not. Okay, we need to hold on to that taser. Okay, the Galcia's still alive. Okay, gotta be careful here. The thing that's really good about Floyd is that his splash damage from throws is the highest in the game, bar none. Okay, got it. I think that should do it. Awesome. Alright, that's actually going to be pretty tricky. It just gets super crowded and it can get pretty hard to see what's going on. Now I have a taser in my hand if you've never seen this before. When you hit one of these arcade machines with a taser, you go into a retro area. I got hit out of my armor frames there. Unfortunately, that means I take the damage and lose my combo. But I'm not too fussed about keeping a combo going on these guys. Also don't need to pick up the health because we'll automatically be back at full health once we get out. The main reason I really go there is that star pickup, because having an extra star move is always good. Always, always good. Oh, I couldn't get my blitz out. Oof. Okay, that punch was rough to take, but we could quickly clean it up here. Yeah, BT is one of the more annoying enemy types. He does not do a lot of damage, but he's very dangerous in the sense that he'll always try to break your combos. Alright, Murphy. Awesome. Alright, that went pretty smoothly. Murphy is an armored enemy, in case you couldn't tell with that shield. He's very slow, but the point is that you want to try to break his shield. Okay, since I beat the Galcias first, that means that we'll be getting more signals than Murphy's in this area. Okay. Now, if I throw an enemy right at a Murphy, like right next to him, that's going to cause the shield to break because there are 2 hitboxes that appear there. That was a recent buff a lot of characters got. I think I'm going to cash this out too. Trying to play a bit more cautious. Don't want to risk anything too hard here. But yeah, it's a bonus for, you know, throwing enemies too close. Before, there used to be like a little blind spot where enemies would... If you throw an enemy, the thrown enemy would not do any splash damage. They would just fly right over them. Okay, is that it for both of them? No, it's not. Okay. Barneys are super dangerous enemies as if you let them have a chance to play. They carry tasers, and when they're carrying those tasers, they will run right at you, grab you, and just knock you to the ground and tase you, which does a pretty significant amount of damage, and it's also just very difficult to avoid. Right, let's see if we can... the door open. I'll try to take them out in 2s. Whoa, that guy almost ruined it. I almost got my calculations completely messed up there and dropped it. Because the difference in amount of points as you get into the reds grows exponentially. Like, it's really huge. Like, the beginning of red is pretty decent amount, but then as you keep going up there, and you can't really see it precisely, but that amount of damage really does add up to your combo counter. Pick up the cash. There are some anti-corrupt cop messages in this place that are not so subtle. Although this game was made by a predominantly French studio, I guess the whole idea holds true for them, not just America. Yeah, I don't want it to get started there. Alright, I'd like to cash... Okay. It was starting to blink, which means that it gets cashed out. Alright, let's go ahead and finish this guy. Boom. And that's it. Commissioner is like, I'm sorry that I'm kind of talking about things after they happen, but I'm trying to stay focused because this game kind of demands it. Commissioner can be a pretty tricky boss if you don't know about how much armor he can conjure at any point in time. So yeah, that can be pretty rough. All right, stage 3. I think this is where the difficulty within the stages themselves starts amping up. I want to close the distance. I was hoping to grab this guy before he started his kick sequence. Alright, that was a lot of damage, so we were able to take out all of these guys at once. Yeah, little exploding barrels there. Got to be careful around them. Don't want to let the BTs circle around. That's kind of the main thing their AI is programmed to do. Try to circle around you when you start an attack sequence and try to take you off from behind. Alright, there aren't that many enemies left, so if I want to activate the arcade machine... There we go. That was pretty much as good as I could have wanted it to be, but it's too bad I'm a little too far from... Let me plant the armor breaker, and there we go. I did that throw in the end because that's one of the best ways to regain health. Does a lot of damage. Alright, gotta be careful with these guys. Maneuver around them and use the invincibility frames here. Blow up the barrel. There we go. Man, these guys got a ton of health. I always forget how much they really have. Keep that food for emergencies. Ah, yeah, there it is. There's BT doing what he does. See, he was going for it again. He was going for it again. All right, pipe this guy and proceed to the next area. This is a bit of a unique area because it's just completely linear in the sense that there's no vertical movement possible. Okay, gotta be careful here. You'll hear me say that a lot. There is so much to be careful of here in this game, especially on this difficulty. Alright, as long as I make it quickly enough here, I can smash these guys before they get to play. Playing this game on its highest difficulties really is more about having the right plan and being able to execute it than managing things on the fly. And you see that especially in speedruns that minimize the the BS factors of difficulty as much as possible. Okay, there is another star we can pick up here. All right, these guys are dangerous with the power-up that Nora gives them. So the point is that we want her to be on her back as much as possible so that she doesn't hit them. Grab her, there we go. She is going to get some added help. Knocking her into those spikes will do a lot of damage to her. I want to keep the field as clear as possible. No. You don't get to do this. And it looks like all her help is gone, so we can just take care of what's left. She's a really pitiful boss outside of her mechanic with the Galcias, where she hits them and their name becomes Galcia, and they're able to just, they basically have infinite armor, and it's why I was grabbing them so much. They're also not immune to star moves because star moves pierce through armor. But I was keeping my star move just for, you know, quick screen clears. Okay, gotta be careful here. That's the thing. They have that slap for when they break out of hit stun, and that was especially why I kept that onigiri there. Yeah, see, the invincibility on Gatling punches rescued me there. Yeah, the diamonds and the garnets are some of the most annoying enemies in the game because of just how big that dropkick is. Okay, yeah. This way, because these guys are carrying bats. That could be really, really dangerous. Well, alright, stop that guy from sliding. Okay, that went really smoothly. Into the pit with you, and that's it. That section is essentially one of the biggest reasons to have the Rakushin cannon. You've been seeing that move put in a lot of work for me already in this playthrough, but it's just so good at managing pit sections. Okay, that was perfect. Didn't let those guys get started with their bats. This isn't usually where I handle this fight, but alright, that was perfect. Smash them into each other. Alright, now let's see if we can get the bonus damage here. Okay, we managed to knock one of the Murphys. Alright, very good. Keep the enemies on that side of the screen. Really, as it is with a lot of beat 'em ups, your screen control is really important, as are your invincibility frames, and that's why I use Thunder Trap, because in case it hasn't been made apparent through how it's been happening, but the Thunder Trap, the little leaping trap move I do where I leave a little bit of lightning on the ground, keeps Floyd invincible all the way till he lands on the ground, and it's an immensely good special move because it just stuns enemies. Alright, this is probably the hardest retro fight. Now, I was invincible there, so it didn't read me there to do his uppercut. As long as I can keep them locked in here, I think that's one dead. Awesome! Because that allows us to get 2 stars. I don't really care about the money briefcases. The 2 stars are really, really, really nice to have because of the upcoming boss fight. It can be one of the worst boss fights to handle if I don't have those 2 stars. This bit of music right here feels like it should be a Yuzo Koshiro composition, but it's actually done by the new French composer Olivier Derivière, and I think he's done an excellent job with this game's soundtrack. The Koshiro compositions are still my favorites because that guy's style is just so immaculate. Too bad I wasn't able to carry that combo all the way to the end, but it's all good. But yeah, Derivier's work is excellent. Really, Guard Crush, Lizard Cube, Dodemu, what they've done with this game has been one of the most important things I've experienced in ages in the whole world of video games. Alright, this is where things get rough. Anybody who played Streets of Rage 1 will remember what's happening right now, except it's happening to us, not for us. Yeah, Barnabys are an even more dangerous variation on the Barneys. So let's go ahead and spend our first star to try to take them out, which hasn't happened, but the splash damage here should be enough to take out one of them. I try to kind of take this boss fight as patiently as I can. Where's the missile? Try to put in as... I was hoping she would take that hit before. Before she would summon back up again. Like, she's not that dangerous on her own. Like, she's got some dangerous patterns. Yeah, this is where it gets rougher with a Barnaby. They have invincibility on when they attempt to do the grab. Okay, that's big damage. I think we're just going to star Estelle out of there and finish this fight, because it can get really dicey if you let it go on for too long. Oh yeah, I just picked up the food to heal up. It's all good. I thought I'd left it alone. Like, that's how locked in you get sometimes. You don't fully realize everything you've done to win fights. All right, underground. I want to try to get to the other side as quickly as I can to have the pit available. This music is so sinister. Yeah, see, that'll just... They're just getting knocked clean off of there. And the thing is, as long as I hit them into there with something that does damage, the rest of their health bar counts as inflicted damage, which will just fill in for my combos as well. All right, I want to try to beat all of these guys before activating the dropkick girls. I want to try to basically use these enemies to just have the Gatling punches have something to latch onto. Throw the knife at this guy, and yeah, we're cashing this out. I'm a pretty risk-averse player. If y'all are looking for the super proficient speedrunners or full combo players, you could look up the likes of Paul Knives, or other really good beat 'em up players like Iconoclast. I'm just here playing the game at my own pace. Usually manage to drop kick those altets, because what happens there is they end up getting dropped right into the pit. If you drop kick them there, their momentum just carries them right over. Oh no, that was... The thing is, I could have broken that if I could have just hit the ground, but that wasn't an available option because he threw me right at the poison jets. But it's okay. That was terrible. Right. Smash some heads. Yeah, I used... Right there, if you neutral jump in this game, you get some invincibility frames on the way up. Floyd's a bit too slow to just blast through here without using a special move, and I didn't feel like spending one. Got burned. I was trying to throw one of them at the others. Okay, I got him. Pick up the health. Alright, that was a... Invincible throw was one of my clutchest decisions since this playthrough started. But I also leave this because the screen doesn't scroll far enough for that food to be unreachable. So some things you just learn through sheer experience in this game. That guy really needs to go. We're not going to let him go. I have not been mentioning it since I started because, I mean, it's right there on your screens, but this game is gorgeous. I should not have let that happen. I want to make sure I don't use up too much green health there. It's funny how they'll just all go right into the little thunder trap. See, right there. They're so smart. They are so unbelievably intelligent. Right, if I do this right, I should have this guy down. That was... I underestimated how quickly he'd get there. That's another red combo broken, and those can add up pretty quickly when you're not on it. the Galcia. There's the star move pickup. I'm trying to get one of the enemy waves to spawn there. I want them to spawn before the other thing that happens here, which is this. When the upgraded version of Biker Girl shows up. Caramel. The best way to fight these girls is to be cornered, because that way I can be, I can hide behind the thunder traps. Well, I almost broke the arcade machine. I don't want to do that. There are more star moves there. There are 2 at least if I manage to win it. If you played Streets of Rage 2, you're getting a nostalgia bump right about now. Oh well, punched him. They count as heavyweights, so yeah, this boss was one of the scariest to fight in Streets of Rage 2. Okay, I want to pick up the food here. One down. Alright, this should be pretty simple to finish up. There we go. And there's our cash and extra star. And the upcoming is another boss fight where that can be crucial to have. 5 does, like, it can look like overkill, but because of this boss having 2 extra spawns, and this starts to become a bit of a theme as we go on throughout the rest of the game, it can get pretty dangerous. Barbun, if those of you who played Streets of Rage 2, will remember this was the boss of the very first level in that game. And as it was in that game, I should have grabbed him instead of whatever it is I attempted to do there. No, I don't want to start doing that. Nope. Ow! Stayed active all the way? I should pick up that food just in case, because this one won't kill him. Oh, never mind. Wall damage. Thank you. Yeah, see, it's that big kick that the Barbun clones do. It's active for so long, it cut all the way through my invincibility till I landed. I would have needed to do another Thunder Trap, I just didn't expect the active frames to last that long. Alright, boomerang. And I do have to actually actively press the button to pick it up again. But honestly, it's just better to punch these guys lights out. Just in time. Right, pick up that food. Try to keep this going if I can. That was not smart of me. The weapon swing is too slow for me to do what I did there. Right, starting to get a bit sloppy. The early parts of the run I was handling pretty well, but it is starting to get a bit sloppy over here. Muay Thai fighters. Arguably the most dangerous regular enemy type in the game. Their kicks are fast, they hurt, they have the knee as well. The flying knee that they do, which can be really annoying to deal with, and they can block. So there is a lot that is obnoxious with fighting these guys. Let's pick up the stop sign. There is an exploit in using the stop sign for something later to take out a tough enemy, but honestly that one's not too big of a concern. Okay, there it is. We got the double. I was hoping for the double on the first throw. These are a different type of the fat enemies. They're the ones that wear red. will just run at you with fire. These guys will attempt to, the ones in purple and the yellow will attempt to belly flop you, like you might have seen. Oh well, that was probably a frame away from landing there. I haven't allowed them to do it, but typically the Altets and Donovans will try to uppercut you out of the air. Yeah, I want to cash that out. I haven't cashed out a good combo in a while. Not that that was a good one, but, you know, just being more cautious, taking what I can. Because things are going to get more dangerous. Right, 20 bags. The rice ball and that should do it for Kevin. We can throw the Sai at one of the Gormons to get them moving. Ah, that was right at the tail end of it. I thought I positioned myself right. Okay, gotta be careful here. Okay, he knocked me closer to the food, so that's fine. And luckily, later patches did increase the amount of food we're able to get. I just want to make sure that barrel's not a factor because it can be really dangerous. Hello, Goro. These enemies are also really strong. They have armor, they can block. There is so much they do, and that armored punch they do is one of the most dangerous moves to deal with in the game. If they put up their hands that way, that means they're going to counter if I punch them. I will pick up the rice ball. I didn't recognize the stance quickly enough. The thing is, if I'm not, they'll only unleash the punch if I'm about parallel with them. Okay, I do want to take out at least one of them, and then use the other one to pop open that Nightmare Arcade machine. Alright, Yamato here is a bit weird to fight because unlike most bosses, he doesn't have the typical wake-up frames. The typical armor thing on wake-up is not what he does. Ooh, I could have died there. Okay. Okay, I got lucky there that I wasn't on lower health. That could have been really bad, and, you know. The other thing being that I had the food ready there, but wouldn't have mattered if I died. Alright, I really like Floyd for handling this section because his throw instantly kills any Galcias, whether it's a normal hit or splash damage. And the Naginata here can take care of the rest. Yeah, I waited there and didn't want to throw my ammo away. Alright, those Naginata are still fresh, so we'll pick one up to take the next room. Alright, a cool 7k. Alright, if I do the dash version, that should kill the Donovan. Alright, I do want to take up the position here. Let the splash damage do its work. He completely juked me there, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, that was perfect. Because the thing is, even if a weapon is on its last hit, if I nail a bunch of enemies with a weapon hit all on the same frame, the weapon will use up that last hit to hit every single one of them, which is really good. Alright, these guys... This section can be really difficult if you let it get out of control. The point is to take out the two pheasants, which are the white-clad Muay Thai fighters. Otherwise, reinforcements will keep spawning. And that would be nice if I was going for a higher combo counter, but I'm mostly just trying to stay alive. Alright, now for probably one of the most iconic boss fights with one of the most iconic characters in the game. Yep, if you played Streets of Rage 2 and this is your first time seeing 4, that is Shiva. If I throw Shiva normally at the wall, he will do a little recovery move. So that's why I'm doing this instead. Guy motored over there, and now this boss fight just got a lot more annoying because he's going to start using his clones, and one of them just collision boxed me out of. I think if I use this, it should be enough. There we go. Yeah, basically you want to lock him in and make sure he doesn't get a chance to do that, otherwise things could get really bad. And the only reason I broke away is because I knew the two Goro clones were going to come in. So I have to figure out how to deal with them. Unfortunately, I couldn't line them up to, you know, hit them with the star move. I gotta be careful here. We do get obstacles to deal with. Broke out just in time to evade that little hazard there. Using invincibility. Basically, this whole first section is about understanding your invincibility frames and using them to the utmost. Okay, that was a smooth start. There didn't used to be food here. This used to be one of the most brutal segments in the whole game. It still kind of is. That was awful. Okay, the other enemy wave hasn't dropped in yet. Okay, this is the biggest danger of this whole segment. Because these guys flying across, the Barneys. Alright, now if we can just do that. Then do this. He's not quite dead yet, but now he's done. Oh no, I got caught. I thought I had that space right to hit them before they would tase me. Unfortunately not. And that does it. And we get our second boss fight against Estelle. It's a lot of the same from the first one, though without... she adds grenades to her repertoire, but doesn't have the police car backup. She rolled out, which means I don't get the throw landing damage. That was... The thing is, I can throw the grenades back at her, but she's so slippery in how much she moves around that it might not work. Okay, I'm just watching for the other wave of reinforcements that'll happen. And also, yes, that is 2 commissioners. Although they are weakened versions of the boss we fought. Start putting this Naginata to work. The amount of dropped combos right now. And that'll do it. Not as smooth as I would have liked, but It's okay. It's alright. I did mention I was feeling a bit rusty. It might not have felt like it at the beginning, but yeah, it's because the things you need to do to keep your combos going do get more precise as the game carries on. God, I hate it when they do that. Victoria is a really obnoxious, very mobile enemy. And because they throw Molotovs everywhere, the screen can get really crowded. Oh, I thought I jumped out of that. I've taken so much damage at the start here. I might be taking a first death here. Okay, that was close because that damage would have been enough. Alright, there is an Onigiri here, but I have to actually get to it. The thing is, you might be wondering why I don't use my invincible jumping special like this to traverse across the screen in a situation like that. The thing is, the Molotovs will hit me through that, which is kind of unfair, but that's kind of how hazards are designed in this game. There was an enemy there. You just died to the golden chicken. I want to pick this up. Looks like I'll need to pick up the other food item. I was hoping to go Deathless, which I've only pulled off like twice on Mania Plus ever since its most recent updates. The thing is, I grabbed an enemy at the time where I attempted to jump and power slide, so that option was no longer available. And if I'd done my grab special there, I probably would have died, so I just gotta hold that L. These and the green signals are some of the most annoying enemies when it comes to breaking your combos. Throw these grenades at them, take all that damage. Okay, I almost didn't see that grenade was red just now. That's kind of how we tell them apart. The red grenades are theirs, the green grenades are yours. But the grenades aren't nearly as dangerous as the Molotovs, really. Ah, the grenade exploded right as I was reaching. I thought I had that timed right. Alright, let's just take care of them. Feeling a bit salty about that, not gonna lie. But I will live and persevere. Alright, and that shows my rust that usually I would never mess up letting out the charged attack upon landing from Thunder Trap, but I've dropped it a few times in this run. There was a time when I would do a run like this every single day, just because I love this game that much. But, you know, other games have figured in. And yeah! Welcome to this segment, which is the tail end of Streets of Rage 2. Oh, I can hit Shiva when he's jumping over there? I don't think I've ever tried that, actually. Because usually all the enemies are dead by the time he hops in. And Shiva is the single most random factor in whether this segment gets beaten or not. Just because he's so unpredictable. That'll do it for him. Lay down a Thunder Trap at X's feet. The other factor is these robots. The thing is, I can't take my time dispensing combos because there's too much flying around the screen. Like, unless I trap them all at the same time. thought I had them locked in. Oh well. Unfortunately, that's a star gone. So I only have 2 stars for this boss fight. It's doable with them, but I would have preferred to have another. Yeah, you might remember Diva from the first stage, and we will be seeing her again in just a minute here, but... So yeah, we fight Bayo and Riha here, and Bayo uses poison, Riha uses fire. She has invincibility there when she starts powering up. Riha's the less dangerous of the two. The thing is, I was trying to lock them in both to take some damage, but... Am I out of that? There's so much going on. All right. Need to just get some space. I was hoping to keep that for a kill, but needs must. That destroyed my combo attempt. Alright, now if I just lock in here, that should be enough to finish her. I don't remember if she can armor and start releasing fire out of this. Okay. This should be death. There we go. I'm trying to see if I can get that food for the bit of extra points. There we go. 1,000 free points. I haven't really been highlighting the level design and stuff in the background, but the team really went out of their way to include as much as possible. Alright, this area can be really tough to navigate because we're all slip-slidey here because of the steam making the ground wet. Makes total sense. I mean, anyways. I know it does make sense, but it's just because it's, you know, playing a slow character that's all about burst movement when he's able to get it can be obnoxious here. I still think Floyd is very, very strong, but that is a weakness he has, is handling this segment. But we're doing all right so far. I was forced to spend that. Okay, I'd like to cash this out. Not happening. Oh, that is annoying. The thing is, because I'd done the power slide, so I got to the zone that activates these guys to show up, and that meant that I couldn't just turtle out activating it. That sucks. Yeah, that's full recovery. I want to say pre-patch this was a small recovery item. As in onigiri, apple, what have you, whatever you have on your own customization. These guys are another type of Goro clone. The danger in them is that their punch combination that they use does a lot of damage. Oh, sweet, I managed it. I was hoping I'd be able to get that. All right, that makes up for the one that went earlier. We do want to make sure we get the star, and I want to make sure I also open up this nightmare cabinet. If I don't open it early, I could end up missing it altogether. Even though this classic boss is one of the more difficult ones, since he has tons of armor, very difficult to inflict hit stun on. Just like that. He counts as a heavyweight. I thought maybe the extra floatiness. He's gonna do the thing. He's armored up now. I'm just trying to... Okay, there we go. As long as I grab him, that'll do it. And that's an extra star. And this level's boss is one where I'll be really thankful for that star. Okay, I want to try to make sure I get my crowd control right here. Maybe it's worth considering not breaking the glass early. I'll slowly use this guy to break the glass. Oh, never mind. Okay, that's one side of the glass broken, which means now we have a pit to work with. Ah, that range. Okay, this... Not having the glass broken when fighting these guys is not ideal. Like, you see just how high up that still hits. Alright, let's see if we can... There we go, there's the glass broken. I thought I could hit him first. Just want to make sure I get this right. I was trying to time it so that my combo wouldn't carry over here, because I don't want to have it now. I want to cash this out. And yes, that is Max, the playable character from Streets of Rage 2. This is the best way to just quickly rack up damage on him, because as you can see, he's completely armored. Oh my god, Max, stop it! Just stop it, dude. Alright, now he's going to go into Rage mode. Didn't time my jump to get away from that. Alright, now we got 2 Commissioner clones, so this is part of the reason that I wanted the stars. But I would have liked to hit Max with the full star move. Now Max can't hit these guys. Alright, yeah, if I let him do that, I was potentially about to die. That. Keep him going as long as we can. Oh my god, he hit C. You saw how much damage that did? That's why I unleashed that star to get the food, because I think that would have been enough to kill me. Whew, we get out. Yeah, that's Mr. and Mrs. Y in the background. Alright, to the concert. 3 levels left. I couldn't get my Thunder Trap out in time. These Donovans can be really obnoxious, because they're just going to go and try to grab weapons every possible chance they get. And they can also throw them, as you saw with that spiked bat that split my head earlier. So that was a pretty poor start to this level, but we can try to improve it. Alright, use the pits. Enemies in Streets of Rage have been doing this since the Genesis days. It is very smart beat 'em up design. It doesn't make it any less annoying to fight. It's the thing they do where as soon as you've started the series of attacks, I can't believe I just let that go. As soon as you started the series of attacks, they're going to try to wheel around behind you. and then try to hit you that way. Oh, I just completely lost control of this segment. Okay, that'll help. How did I walk into that? I'm not handling this well right now. Grab this. Just in time. I want to be really careful. Now we're going to be fighting a new type of big man, the Henri. His special attack is like a rolling move that he'll do up and down the screen, and it's for the best if he never gets to initiate that. Just as I say that. Wow, it's really... This is going very poorly right now. Alright, gotta try to get it under control for this segment. This could be really big if I get it right. Okay. Good start. I can't believe he got there, like, on the frame that my back attack wasn't... Before I could start canceling my back attack. Get hit. What? How did he get through that wrecking ball? That is absurd. I can't believe he got through that wrecking ball. Okay. Okay, stop. Because if I just walked in there, I would have died. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be forced to pick that up way earlier than I would like. Yeah, we have another Nightmare Cabinet on. That's always fun. Oh my god, his armor lasts so long. I couldn't get there in time, and I paid with pretty much that onigiri's worth in damage there, and if I don't get a throw off here quickly, that's not the item I wanted to pick up. Alright, come on. Alright, didn't get hit by any of these, and we'll pick up a decent combo here. And an extra life. Okay, that is all right. And we can pick up food when we head down into this boss fight. A boss fight that could either end extremely quickly or become a nightmare. I didn't grab him. I think I'm gonna let him off the hook for a minute here. But yeah, this is gonna get very crowded and very messy. Also, this guy is named DJ K. Washi as kind of a callback to Koshiro and Kawashima together, the two main composers for Streets of Rage since their classic days. I have him on the tail end of his armor meter, so I don't want to make that happen too quickly when I'm not ready to attempt finish. Now, I keep thinking that one day I'll clear that. Just keep doing it, and there we go. That's the point that we don't want him to enter his second phase because his attacks become really dangerous and cover so much of this area. And with Floyd's mobility, it can be really hard to get around that. And that's really the whole point of making sure that when I get the hit on him and I start spending that star power, that I want it to be spent making sure he dies. That is a bad early hit to take. Okay, take 2. Yeah, we're 2 levels away from the end of the game now. Okay. Well, that didn't hit. Ideally, I'd like to cash this out because that's a cool 10k there. Oh, she pushed me into the fire. Get over here. I wanted her to take her friend with her. Just be careful that I don't run into the flames there because on that amount of green health I had, I'm off with you. And we're going to be seeing a new version of these Molotov girls in just a minute here. All right, I'm going up here for that reason because they start throwing electricity bottles. Don't tell me how, don't ask me how they bottle the electricity here, but the thing is they only throw in one arc, but it can be really dangerous to deal with because you kind of get locked into a big amount of hit stun. Did I completely forget that they can't throw vertically? No, I think I just hit one that was holding a bottle and it just dropped on me. Okay, that went all right. That'll do, and then we want to pop open these barrels real quick here because we want to do this to quickly gain an advantage on this group. I can't believe he reached me. I thought I had him locked in with the others. I was trying to pick up the bottle as it was being thrown there, which can be done, but in the middle of all the chaos that can be happening at times. Oh god. There's no food. Okay. There is food. I thought it was going to be at the top. Turns out it's at the bottom, so we're able to survive a bit longer. Forgetting some details. We do want to take them out. Yeah, it's Anne. The Anns are incredibly dangerous, as we've just seen, but it's all right. We'll let these barrels explode. There's some decent pickups in here. The star being the main one. It's kind of just a little, okay, you're about to enter a tough segment, so here's a little pick-me-up for you. Yeah, we don't want to let the... Oh yeah, this is the first time the this version of the gun toters starts appearing, as well as the taser carrying shield enemies. Right, yeah, there's Iron defeated. I want to try breaking these guys' shields. 1 out of 2 is solid enough for me. Okay. You know the drill, we're caching this. I would like these guys to get a bit closer. The grenade exploded sooner than I would have liked. Yeah, I did my sequence wrong there. Excuse me. Keep throwing these guys at each other. Oh, we like tasers? Like tasers? I thought you were okay with this. I thought I could combo him into another taser hit there. Yeah, just a bit of catharsis because taser hits are so damaging and they break your momentum so hard. Yeah, another version of the dropkick girls. Their dropkicks are completely invincible. They go on a shorter arc, but they're completely invincible, and also they have an invincibility leap away that they do when you knock them down. So you can't just keep haranguing them when they're on the ground. I do want to carry over here because there is a star hiding back here. And I'm also planning to pick up another star, assuming I can... Yeah, there are currents of electricity rolling through those exposed circuits there. And I'll whittle it down to where there's only one left. I should remember, they like to start their attacks just a tiny bit out of your punch range. Yeah, people who played Streets of Rage 3 are probably experiencing bits of PTSD right now. Oh god. This is bad. Is that enough? Just barely. Okay. And that is the whole reason we're doing this. Just that one star. The thing is now, if I don't move quickly enough, I might just die for what I'm about to do. As long as he laughs and does... Okay, there he goes. Thank you, Mr. Y. This boss music is so good, though. Yep, roll. And let's go ahead and trap you over here, you brat. Where is he? There he is. Thing, which cost me a lot of momentum, but we are still okay as long as we can take out the extra. Okay. Now the whole point... Oh no, that's bad. I don't have enough health for a special. I can't stun lock him anymore. I'm 100% taking a death here. Unless I can... I can't even continue my combo there. I could have Gatling'd to stay alive, but that was a rough finish, and I'm not proud of it, but... It might look pretty funny that I'm like over here on 8 lives, kind of cruising through, but I kind of... I usually play better than that, and when you're kind of used to playing at a certain standard, you want to be able to maintain that standard at least, if not improve it. But I've decided to stream this, and I'm going to hold whatever comes from it. Alright, the first wave of knife holders should come in. I must have hit it a little too late. So that's an unfortunate combo drop, but it's all good. We're still proceeding all right. Winning, completing the game is, we're definitely good for that. All right, yeah. Just making sure that no one survived that. Quick food pickup. there's a large food pickup later, so I might as well make sure I get her on the flip side here. I was just making sure I don't let them go for their grab. This is the last time we'll see that enemy type, so I guess I should mention that. When they kind of start charging up like that and they walk at you, that's when they do a pile driver that takes off a pretty big chunk of your health. And they walk pretty fast when they do it. It's why I preemptively would jump and do my down attack there, just to make sure that I'm not there to be grabbed. Okay, I didn't want any shenanigans there. Those guys get armored when they start shooting. Okay, we have a trap we could use up here. I didn't kill the enemies that I wanted to with that. Oh, he just grabbed it? I guess he was still armored, so he wasn't an hit stun when I threw the sword. But yeah, Z is by far the most annoying Donovan variant. I want to try to make sure that I don't accidentally knock down the chandelier. We've got, I guess they're, I didn't pay attention to them throwing something. I was supposed to use invincibility frames there. What? Oh, sloppy. Should have noticed the Z was there on my landing. That's, of course, that's what he's going to do. I would have needed to do another thunder trap. That'll be a cash out. Oh, and I missed the Nightmare Cabinet to make up for the star move I just used. Oh well. Yeah, because I thought the thrown mace wouldn't kill that robot yet. Oh, okay, splash damage wasn't enough, but that should take out 3 of them. This segment can be really bad for Floyd if I don't mind my movement right. Keep that food just in case. Yeah, case in point when I say just in case. Like, Floyd's combo can kill them in one go, as you just saw, but the thing is they're so hard to pin down that doing that isn't always feasible. Alright, yeah. Hearts. The last variant of the Big Ben enemies, or the bongos, I guess. And they are immensely dangerous. I missed my jump. I was supposed to wake up, jump, do a jump special, and go all the way over to that crate so I could grab food, but now that's no longer the plan, obviously, since, you know, we died and we're back at full health. Taking so much. I'm playing really sloppy right now. Like, it's just, I guess all the hits I'm taking are getting to me, but all right, let's just lock in. Pick this guy up, throw him with the other 2. Gotta give some decent damage. I thought I had them all together there. I was trying to Gatling punch. Okay. Man. All right. Enough of that. Enough out of you. Do this. Just get get to the other side and catch them on the I didn't have that measured right. Thought I could get them with a double grab. That was greedy of me. That's going to do it for that one. And then make sure I throw them at the wall for maximum damage. And there we go. Okay. Slop, slop, and more slop. I hope I can clean it up a bit for the home stretch here. We're at the end. That segment just now is arguably the hardest in the game. At least one of the two. Either... Oh, right. I forgot that there's one of these guys that drops. Of course, you had to get an unnecessary hit on me. But yeah, it's either the segment with all the fat enemies or the segment right before that I like to call the Hallway of Doom. Alright, yeah, she does that. I'm not handling this very well right now. Just get over yourself, man. I have to approach her that way, otherwise grabbing her is nearly impossible. I didn't need to spend that. I didn't need to spend that. I panicked. There goes the shadow. That was... Yeah, I'm 1 star off of my usual because I usually have the one from fighting Streets of Rage 1 Mr. X, which is the enemy in the Nightmare Cabinet. That. I think if I lock her in, her additional bit of health doesn't come, and I'm a liar. I don't want to dodge this. Ah, too early. Oh, I just... dying here on this one. Okay, you only need to take her down past a certain threshold. Taking a lot of deaths, but I mean, with how rusty I am, that was to be expected. And unfortunately, they won't even let me pick up that food there before this fight starts. Ideally, we want to fight Mr. Y and not Miss Y, because of a certain thing that happens later on in this fight. No, don't start doing that. Oh, he just dodged that? Alright, not worth attempting to pick up these grenades. I forgot that she was doing that. Did I just go off axis from him? Wonder why all those hit swift. Okay, still not enough. Let's go to the next phase. There we go. Alright, that's what we were looking for. Because now we enter the true final boss fight, which isn't just Mr. Y and Miss Y together, but this funny little mech that they have. And the reason I wanted Mr. Y to be the one I focus on is because if I didn't do that, he would have been running around throwing his grenades, doing all of that funny stuff that he likes to do. I don't have any more stars. I need one of their swords, and I need it desperately. I'm about to die. I am very much about to die here. Yeah. Because I'm stuck in a lot of too many animations to try to take these guys out. But yeah, with this sword here, we're gonna have this boss mopped up in no time. I just wish I hadn't taken those hits beforehand. And there we go, game complete. Alright, that wasn't as smooth as I typically like it to be, but, you know, we could iron that out with future runs, right? But yeah, this is a game that I just have a lot of love for. It's so well crafted. The combo system for characters with the different rules on their ground bounces, wall bounces, that was made by people that clearly love fighting games. Oh, thankfully I managed to just clear the mark for an S rank, which is what I was hoping for. So that's nice. I was hoping for Deathless S rank, which I have done before, but, you know, wasn't to be on this run, unfortunately. But yeah, this was fun. It was nice to kind of get back to playing Streets of Rage 4 again, and I'm probably going to do, you know, intermittent runs of it as I kind of go along. I'm gonna go ahead and call this stream for now. Very high possibility later on that I continue X-Men Legends 2 later on tonight. So that'll be fun. Either way, you know, like I said when I first established this channel and started playing X-Men Legends 1, I'm not necessarily looking for live views and whatnot. I'm just doing this for, you know, my own entertainment and just to have my playthroughs recorded somewhere for people to watch either live or at later opportunities by checking out the VODs. So yeah, this was nice. I probably will do more beat 'em ups, more Streets of Rage 4 specifically, and others, just because this is a genre that really means a lot to me. And Floyd, I mean, I didn't glaze him enough through the playthrough because I was focused on staying locked in, but he's arguably my favorite beat 'em up character of all time. Just his range, his power, the amount of ways he can control the screen, his gigantic laser beams, you know, there's just so much about him that I really enjoy. And funny enough, his jab alone is arguably one of the best things about him, just because he can keep so many enemies at bay. There are so many enemies that, you know, at the length of Floyd's, the reach of Floyd's jab, for other characters, they would be able to get in and attack that character out of the range of their jabs, and that is such a huge boon for Floyd. So yeah, that was me playing through Streets of Rage 4 Mania Plus and getting an S rank. If you are watching this now, or if you end up watching it later, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, be in the best of the health. Best of the health. Wow, just completely all my language circuits going in on each other there. Be in good health. Until next time.